What would Minecraft look like if it were 100 times faster than normal? Or at least twice as slow? Today, you're gonna find out. In this video, we're testing extreme speeds and slowdowns in Minecraft. Get ready for chaos and fun like you've never seen before. Let's jump right in. In regular Minecraft, the default tick speed is 20, but I've set it to 10 to make the game twice as slow. Look at this. Even something as simple as breaking a block of what feels incredibly slow, almost like playing Minecraft in slow motion. Every action takes so much longer, and it really makes you appreciate how fast the normal game actually is. It's fascinating to see how this affects gathering resources or fighting mobs. But now, I'm switching the speed to 100, and everything is insanely fast. Breaking what happens in a split second. You don't even have time to process what's happening before it's over. Movement, building, and even combat are complete chaos at this speed. It's like playing a completely different game. Let's see how this extreme speed impacts other parts of Minecraft. While I was explaining this, you may have noticed how I was running incredibly slowly, like in slow motion. Now, watch as I run at full speed. The difference is really fascinating. When it comes to combat, the difference is even more interesting. When the speed is slow, killing a pig is almost too easy. You have plenty of time for every hit, and everything feels simple and predictable. But once I crank the speed up to 100, combat becomes a real challenge. The pig moves so fast, and you barely have time to react. It's total chaos, and it's nearly impossible to hit accurately. However, after a bit of adjustment, it's still possible to succeed. It takes more effort and concentration than usual, but the experience is definitely unique and fun. As you can see, I actually killed these pigs pretty easily. Just kidding. It was way too hard, and hitting them was really challenging. But let's move on and see what else is in store. Now let's test swimming in water or the sea with 10 ticks and 100 ticks. Starting with 10 ticks, I have to say this is really challenging and a bit boring. Swimming is so slow that even the simplest actions in the water become frustrating. As we can see, our blue bubbles or health depletes more slowly because the game is slowed down, but everything moves so slowly that it becomes boring. Every action takes forever, and it's hard to even enjoy swimming. On the other hand, when we switch to 100 ticks, swimming becomes a whole different story. We become incredibly fast, literally flying through the water, and everything happens in an instant. However, there's one downside. The blue bubbles, or health, deplete too quickly because the movement is so fast we can't keep track of our health usage. Despite that, the speed is really fun and can be great in certain situations, but you need to be careful because your resources run out quickly. It's a really interesting experience. Interested in this, but still not subscribed? Make sure to subscribe and like this video because most of you who are watching aren't subscribed. It only takes a moment, and it means a lot to my channel and helps me create more content like this. If you enjoy this type of video and want more similar content, subscribe and enjoy all the new videos coming your way. Thank you for your support, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Now, we're moving on to the part that might be the most interesting to you, fighting mobs at night. This part of the game is usually full of action and tension, but today we're going to test it in a slightly different way. We'll start with 10 ticks, meaning everything will move much slower. At first, everything seemed pretty calm. The mobs were easy to spot, and the combat was possible, but it was just too slow. Then came the moment when a creeper exploded right in front of me. It was a shock, but everything happened so slowly that there was no excitement like we normally feel in those moments. Even the blast wasn't dramatic, as the entire scene was slowed down. While I could survive and react, I actually started getting bored because all the attacks were happening so slowly. As you can imagine, this wasn't very fun, so we decided to crank the speed up to 100 ticks. As you could see, I was experimenting with different speeds, going back to 10 ticks, then switching to 100 and testing various settings. At one point, something happened that completely cracked me up. I honestly can't remember if I've ever seen two skeletons shooting and hitting each other, but it happened right in front of me. I was so surprised and laughed so hard because I'd never seen anything like that. It was definitely one of the funniest moments in the game. However, aside from those fun moments, it's important to note that it was actually much easier for me to play at 10 ticks than at 100. With 10 ticks, I have much more time to think, plan my next steps, and prepare for mob attacks. Even though the game is slower, I feel like I have complete control over the situation, so it's easier to fight and survive. On the other hand, with 100 ticks, everything happens so fast that it's simply impossible to keep up. You literally don't have time for anything, and that often resulted in me dying over and over again. At one point, while I was playing at 100 ticks, I found myself fighting a zombie. I hit him a few times, but it was too difficult. The zombie was literally right in front of me, walking straight toward me, but I couldn't get enough precision because the speed was just too high. In the end, I couldn't kill him because other mobs attacked me unexpectedly. It was completely chaotic and tough, but I actually had fun trying to survive in such a fast-paced environment. In the end, it shows how important it is to balance speed with your own playstyle, because while everything is under control at 10 ticks, 100 ticks is a real challenge. And finally, as a bonus, I'm giving you a video of how I survived the first time I entered this mod and how I actually played. It's going to be really fun to watch because you'll see how I handled the early stages and how I managed in this fast-paced world. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it with your friends. It means a lot to my channel. We'll see you in the next video. While you watch the bonus video, thanks again for your support.